and Stringer. Their leading scorer, Siobhan Coleman, actually comes off the bench. And this game is underway, and it's controlled by the LSU Tigers. What about an X factor now for LSU?
Well, for LSU, you'll have to look off the ball for a guy like Stringer as they start off with the LSU. You don't like that start, but the bottom line is they've done a great job of using their defense to create offense.
Gamecocks are coming at 9-4, 0-2. They've had a couple of close games, and how about the big freshman now? Akevicius gets averaging about 9.7 minutes a game.
Well, he's a guy who you have to be patient with. He will be a process.
Akevicius picks up the foul, and Martin says this young man at the free throw line is probably one of the greatest stories in college basketball this year.
Yeah, Del Piero is a guy who we know that he started off playing the tuba in Egypt. Coach Johnny Jones has realized that he brings value in his ability to block shots, get rebounds, and more overall, take up space with that big sound.
And we're all deadlocked at 2-2. Gamecocks are mentioned losing the first two SEC games by an average of 2.5 points. This is Ellington. That'll be a 2 if it goes. It doesn't, and it's ripped down by O'Brien. Frank Martin saying O'Brien, he looks like a double-double machine in the making.
O'Brien the third. Johnny Jones had his Tigers working on rebounding. Out-rebounded by 20 against the Florida Gators.
Yeah, that hurt. They're +2 still on the year. Now
out-rebounded by 20 against the Florida Gators.
Yeah, that hurt. They're +2 still on the year. Now they don't have the numbers, but they go alley-oop, backdoor, and the big man doesn't go down, but he's going back to the line. And playing here at LSU as well.
Both of these coaches in their first year, but their resume and success precedes the statement, represents toughness and making sure that his guys play hard. And then Coach Johnny Jones, the up-tempo style that he had at North Texas that he brings to LSU, something that has fans here very excited.
Del Piero knocked down a tube sensation 3 years ago. He actually gave up a music scholarship to walk on and play some college basketball. Johnny Jones said he's probably the most improved player he's ever been around. And
guards for LSU use good hands, defend very well, and are able to shoot the ball as well.
A little bit too strong. The rebound that comes down to
hands, defend very well, and are able to shoot the ball as well.
A little bit too strong. The rebound that comes down to Jackson. Ellington in transition gets the bucket. His first bucket after coming off the 18-point performance. And the Gamecocks lead it by 1. But it didn't take Frank Martin long to go to the bench, huh? A minute and a half in and 3 guys in, 3 more off the bench.
South Carolina's had 8 guys that have played 20 minutes or more this year. So Frank Martin looking for the right mix.
Well, this time Michael O'Brien, you mentioned the McDonald's All-American, and Frank Martin saying he looks like a double-double in the making. He did have 3 consecutive double-doubles this year. He's had some nagging injuries, according to Johnny Jones. There are injuries and there are nagging injuries, huh? According to Johnny Jones. There are injuries and there are nagging injuries, huh? According to Johnny Jones. There are injuries and there are nagging injuries, huh? Those nagging ones can just hang all season long. This is Hickey. Ellington on him. Still 10 on the shot clock. Carmouche inside. Bryant to third. Off the window, doesn't go, but the stick back also doesn't go. Still 10 on the shot clock. Carmouche inside. Bryant to third. Off the window, doesn't go, but the stick back also doesn't go. Missed opportunity for the Tigers.
Neither team right now making a conscious effort to go outside, playing the game from outside. A little too much in my opinion. Making a conscious effort to go outside, playing the game from outside. A little too much in my opinion.
Tigers. Carmouche, it's a three. If it goes, it does.
Nice shot by Carmouche. We know his ability to knock down the three-pointer. Also had first double-figure assist game with 10 since Garrett Temple in 2008.
Brings some nice, needed experience to this LSU lineup after playing a year, 2 years at New Orleans, one at Memphis. That crossover. Hickey is pretty quick, isn't he? I think I would have broke my ankle on that one. Left-handed scoop by O'Brien. The third. His first field goal, he has 3.
To play with toughness, and thus far in the basketball game, the Gamecocks are not doing it.
If they show up and they're not playing with a sense of urgency, they're not going to play much, if at all. Lakeem Jackson takes it to the rack and gets the bounce.
Jackson is a left-handed guy, but actually completes about 80% of his baskets with the right hand.
Stringer down on the baseline. O'Brien the third, clear
hand.
Stringer down on the baseline. O'Brien the third, clears. That's a 3
hand.
Stringer down on the baseline. O'Brien the third, clears. That's a 3. Doesn't go, and it's not.
When you look at the Gamecock situation, they were so close, but I know Coach Frank Martin for his team wants his team to get W's, so they continue to buy in for what he's teaching in his first year at South Carolina.
Well, this is the 22nd year in the SEC, and South Carolina's won 38% of their games. And I'm telling you right now, I'll take a wager that Frank Martin will definitely make this program relevant in the SEC. Little baseline runner again. It's Jackson. That's his second.
Unbelievable. Again, 80% of his finishes at the rim are with the right hand, even though he is left-handed. Shows his versatility and mobility.
It's interesting the way he shoots free throws with the left hand, too. Hopefully we'll see him on the line. Nice dish inside, and the bucket goes as Siobhan Coleman, who's averaging 13, off the bench, gets his first.
Coleman, that SEC opener, and he brings a lot of versatility, quickness on the interior as well.
Coleman not only leads the team.
A lot of versatility, quickness on the interior as well.
Coleman not only leads the team, but 5.
A lot of versatility, quickness on the interior as well.
Coleman not only leads the team, but 5 double-doubles. That's second in the SEC right now. A little baseline runner. Count it, and 1.
Time as a result, Williams does a good job of elevating and finishing at the rim.
I mentioned his minutes shrinking a little bit, but like Frank Martin would say, hey, start preparing more in practice, they're going to play. But Williams, an 80% shooter, hits the three-point play. And there's a Tiger.
And the shoot-around this morning, you've seen a lot of different shoot-arounds, but his intensity, his attention to detail on every play was so critical, and his players respond to that.
Carrera knocks it down. That's a 2. Michael Carrera, 10.7 rebounds and 5 assists. That's a solid line for a freshman.
You saw that pressure there that time by the Gamecocks. That was more to slow LSU down, take time off the shot clock. So now we're at 15, and LSU just getting into their offense.
And the bucket goes down. A good shot, good pass. Malik Morgan. And the bucket goes down. A good shot, good pass. Malik Morgan gets the bucket. That snaps a 9-2 run for South Carolina. Ellington comes right back off of the make.
Well, nice job of pressure on LSU by Ellington. A bad job of getting back in defensive transition on that play by LSU.
Love teams that run on the made basket. Almost got it off. I don't think he was cognizant of the fact that it was about to expire. Bryant misses. Bryant misses. Gamecocks push it. Skip pass. Williams outside. Doesn't go. goes. Nice feed to the big man, and the stick back goes. So Jalen Courtney comes off the bench and gets a quick bucket.
Those are the type of plays that makes Coach Frank Martin pull his hair out, allowing offensive rebounds. Just no box out by South Carolina.
Nice drive by Williams, doesn't go down, and the rebound is chased down by Hickey. Williams doesn't go down, and the rebound is chased down by Hickey. Bucket by the Tigers will give LSU the lead. This is a 2, and they have the lead.
And the X factor, team best with 30 trifectas, shooting nearly 42% from the three-point line. Smart decision and showing his mid-range.
That's a great point. 42%. Last year he was at 30%. That's quite the increase, huh? Something tells me he took a lot of shots this summer. There's a whistle as...
Well, a lot of people talk about this conference being down this year. This conference is in a rebuilding mode, both in players and coaches. Mike Anderson in his second year, Rick Ray in his first year, Johnny Jones first year, Frank Martin his first year. These are young players this year. These are young players. You lost 17 players to the NBA draft, but over time, this league will continue to flourish.
Yeah, that's a good point you bring up about patience. You move over to the Big Ten, you look at Michigan and Indiana, they had patience there. I mean, didn't seem like Tom Crean was going to turn the corner, and it seemed like it took forever for John Beilein to get Michigan going, and now both programs are off and running.
Still flourishing. As we see, South Carolina now shows the matchup zone for the first time. More of a 3-2. And we got Jackson, who's active on the top.
2 on the clock. And the rebound is taken out by South Carolina. This is Jackson. And the rebound is taken out by South Carolina. This is Jackson. Nice spin by Jackson. Open look by Williams. He couldn't find the handle. Smith looking inside with 10 on the shot clock now for the Gamecocks. Top of the key, it's a 3, and it rolls in for Williams.
Didn't do a lot in the past 2 games, but the team's most reliable three-point shooter at 46%. I'm sure Coach Frank Martin welcomes that three-point shot.
There's a foul inside. It's a good point you bring up. The last 2 games, he was just lining up around the building waiting for tickets, and that's where he wants to get this program back to. So he wants to be on par with the LSU football, baseball, track teams. Ellington pulls up. Doesn't go. Morgan rips down. Ellington pulls up. Doesn't go. Morgan rips down the rebound. Tigers on the move. And the bucket.
Well, that's where LSU can really hurt you, is in transition. Some of the comebacks against Seton Hall, down 16, down 21 at Marquette, came back and did it. And they're going to have to do it here tonight. Outstanding.
44 for a career. And now his name. Of course, ball game, but Pete Maravich, he was fun to watch. Slauson. It's 1 of 2. He's got 4 in the ball game, so he was fun to watch. Slauson. It's 1 of 2. He's got 4 in the ball game, but the rebound goes to the Gamecocks. So he was fun to watch. Slauson. It's 1 of 2. He's got 4 in the ball game, but the rebound goes to the Gamecocks. Looking inside. Well, Jackson seems especially energetic tonight.
Well, Jackson's the senior leader.
Giannis Mendogas tonight.
Well, Jackson's the senior leader.
Kaichinis, who usually starts. Kaichinis, who usually starts, comes off the bench, gets his first bucket, and the Tigers throw the basketball away.
Care of the basketball, Kamoosh as well, but tonight, give credit. Look at the field goals. South Carolina started 7 of 13, but since 4 of 6.
Nice drop step by Jackson, and he'll be going to the line shooting a couple.
Wonder for this LSU Tiger team, Mike, if there's somewhat of a letdown. 10,000 here for the Florida Gator game, and just came up with a loss in that game, and obviously not 10,000 here tonight. And you wonder if the Tigers just missing some of that energy from their 6 man here this evening.
Slauson at 6, 3 in a hole. It's about 13,000. But he said we have to earn it. We do that with W's. Del Piero and one. So Del Piero gets a chance for the three-point play. That gives him.
Coach Johnny Jones talked to him about in practice yesterday that he still really didn't do on that play was keeping the ball high. If you're a big man and you're 7'3", don't allow the guards and your defense get experience, getting more time, and just realizing how big that he is.
Frank Martin saying that it's amazing not on people. And then he walked on here. He said, well, the rec league and playing Division I, a little bit different. But he's come so far, and as Frank Martin said, he contributes now. He was on the floor 33 minutes against Florida. Well, this one's going against Johnny O'Brien III, the sixth. These Gamecocks in their opener against Mississippi State. Mississippi State scored 28 points off Gamecock turnovers. But they're taking care of the rock tonight, Damian. So far. Oh, pull-up jumper, that's going to be an air ball. Oh, pull-up jumper, that's going to be an air ball. And again, in transition, what LSU likes to do.
Interesting to see how he responds after spending a little time over there with Coach Jones.
How about the one-on-one update? 3 turnovers for Hickey. A couple of assists.
Well, with Ellington and Hickey, somewhat of a mirror image in size and strength and in quickness and toughness. And Hickey may be struggling and having problems.
They're in the bonus now, and Williams, an 80% shooter, with a chance for his 9th point already. He's got it. Another turnover.
Wow.
Gamecocks got some numbers. Another turnover.
Wow.
Gamecocks got some numbers, too. Williams showing some strength to finish that time.
And then finishing at the rim. But all of it starts with the deflection. Offense created off of defense.
12 points now. 19-5 run for South Carolina. Carmouche tries to get up to the 7-3 center to no avail.
And you see but Del Piero has to continue to grow and have that mindset of a guy who's 7'3".
Ellington picked up the foul. Carmouche knocks it down. He gets up to 10. They'll have 5 guys averaging in double figures. For that game, Auburn at Vanderbilt will be there next week. Then overtime to Auburn.
Yeah, a couple of tough losses at home for Vanderbilt, one to Kentucky.
All right, just said
to Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Excuse me, I said Auburn. Ole Miss. Very early, but would you say Ole Miss and Auburn right now are the 2 surprise teams in the SEC?
I don't think there's any question, along with Mississippi State, who started out with a couple of victories, but it's a long season. As long as you're winning, everything goes pretty good, but when you come up with a few losses, players start to question themselves and one another, and that's why this game is so important for both teams teams here this evening.
How about that, huh? Quick on quick. Hickey had a steal. Ellington took it right back. Turnovers have been a Achilles heel so far for South Carolina. SEC play only 4. 11 for LSU. SEC play only 4. 11 for LSU. LSU. Hickey kicks it into gear, and Stringer gets the bucket, and they're going to call the foul against South Carolina.
Realizing that Williams from South Carolina was in the half circle as a result, not a chance for an offensive foul, and now Stringer with a chance to finish the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
And he gets it. Speaking of three-point, the new way. Stringer 50% over the last 5 games. Morgan Optimist with a rebound. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Stringer on the baseline, makes the move. Off of LSU, off the Stringer. So
everything was difficult. LSU wanted to run a play. You see they have 12 turnovers. South Carolina not allowing them to do anything they want to do on the offensive end.
You know, Andy Demetrio, the radio play-by-play guy for the Gamecocks, had a great stat he gave us during the shoot-around today. He said South Carolina is the smallest team by average size in the power conferences, but they are number 2.
He challenges his players on a regular basis, both physically and mentally, and he talked about it at the shoot-around. He said that there's expectations and accountability from everywhere. His athletic director, the fans, the players, the coaches.
First, the Wildcat head coach to have 20 wins in each of his first 5 years. The last foul went against Hickey. Incidentally, and Ellington in the bonus. This is the second. Bonus. This is the second. Morgan pulls the trigger very quickly, and it's chased down by Stringer. Morgan pulls the trigger very quickly, and it's chased down by Stringer. Morgan pulls the trigger very quickly, and it's chased down by Stringer. Hickey finds the open man deep in the corner. Just won't go down. Del Piero with the rebound. Hickey finds the open man deep in the corner. Just won't go down. Del Piero with the rebound. He's down. He almost got his pocket picked that time by the smaller guard.
Well, again, for young big men that are at home watching right now,
averaging 5. He's got 7 already. That's 7 points, 5 rebounds against Auburn. Williams explodes off the dribble. Del Piero gets the crowd. Williams explodes off the dribble. Del Piero gets the crowd excited. Hickey from 3. That'll get the crowd going. Gamecocks. Del Piero with another rebound. Here comes Hickey. Gamecocks. Del Piero with another rebound. Here comes Hickey. We're down 10, down 4 right now. A little bit too strong with the entry pass to the big guy.
To the break, Hickey out, bang. As a result, again, defense turned into offense.
Foul Michael Carrera had a beautiful post move, and he missed the layup. And that'll give a coach a lot of gray hair. All part of the process here is both coaches here trying to rebuild their programs. Boy, Ellington is really pushing it. He shot it, got his own rebound. He shot it, got his own rebound.
Nice.
In transition. Oregon with 4. 11-1 run now for the Tigers. 9 players for LSU have scored.
Your South Carolina right here, you want to try to get it inside, but make sure you go into the half up 2 and take the last shot.
Here's the last shot coming up. Mindaugas, Skychinis, misfires. Replay 20 minutes.
2 fouls and only played 10 minutes. So Del Piero really held down the fort for the Tigers in the first half and kept them in the game.
South Carolina just 6 turnovers in that first half. We'll see if they can maintain that productivity here in the second 20 minutes. Gamecocks getting 14 points off of 13 turnovers for the LSU Tigers. Well, look at that defense, huh? As Stringer tries to fight through the screen.
Over the top of the screen, you can go behind the screen, or you have to try to force your opponent towards the baseline and get help from your big man.
Michael Carrera getting the start here in the second half. They talk about a team taking a coach's personality. Carrera, he plays about as hard as anybody on the South Carolina team. Out of bounds.
Very slow start. We're kind of dragging a little bit. South Carolina looks to be coming out with the same mindset to try to take it to the Tigers here early.
Here's Jackson. Kevichus, wow, tanked in the hook shot for his first. He's got 4.
He's usually a high post. A mid-range threat, shows his ability to use that big body.
Another steal. Gamecocks.
A high post and a mid-range threat, shows his ability to use that big body.
Another steal. Gamecocks. It's Jackson. Oh, I thought he was going to flush it and almost missed the layup.
Right now, the Gamecocks playing like Frank Martin type teams. Tougher, really trying to take the fight to LSU.
Oh, kiss off the window doesn't go for Stringer. He goes and Frank Martin said he knew he took the job wasn't going to be easy. Wow, they heard that one. Hickey with a second 3, he's got 6. You being a shooter back in the day, and you love that sound, huh? As it tickles through the twine.
String music.
Carrera's rejected.
Nice.
Love that sound, huh? As it tickles through the twine.
String music.
Carrera's rejected.
Nice.
Love that sound, huh? As it tickles through the twine.
String music.
Carrera's rejected.
Nice. Those are the type of plays that Coach Frank Martin likes.
There's some athleticism, but Carmouche misses the shot. Carmouche misses the shot.
Wants his team to win all of the 50-50 balls.
Jackson, 8 point. Asking him before the season started what he wants his legacy to be, one of the losingest players in South Carolina history, or one of the players that laid the brick of the foundation that we talked about at the top of the broadcast. Sweet stroke by the southpaw, Morgan. Well, Fisher, looks like things are heating up here in Baton Rouge. Just a little bit too strong. Carrera fighting for that rebound, and they're going to on his collegiate debut. And then a freshman, he'll probably be about 25 pounds bigger by the time he's a senior. Huh? Oh, step back. Nice move by O'Brien to third.
Let's remember O'Brien to third. Been injured on and off throughout this year. His presence is certainly making a difference.
How about Williams? Losing his balance.
Right now, South Carolina doing one of the things you have to do to win on the road, which is playing ahead, trying to keep the crowd out of the basketball game.
By 2. Lost to Auburn by 3, 74-71. Gaginos knocks down the second of 2. The last foul went against Johnny O'Brien. That's his third now.
He's got to be very smart now in setting screens and going to the glass. Just has to be cautious.
Hickey winds up, throws another 3. 3 threes now in the ball game, 24 on the season, and we're deadlocked at 44.
So this is the first tie since 15-15. LSU getting consecutive stops, which has led to this run.
Tigers close the first half with the 11-1 run, now with a chance to take the lead. Hickey wants it. He's got it. Another 3.
Competing, which is all you want from your basketball players.
I love it. I guess everybody at this level, you're going to be a competitor or go home, huh?